Hi everyone, I hope you all are great. Today we'll finish up our lesson under idioms and adages. First, you have to log in using the apluslearn.com. Click on your name, move on to language at the grade 5. Chapter is idioms and adages. Lesson is determine the meaning of idioms from context set 2. Identify the meaning of idioms and adages set 2. Alright, so I'll take you through logging in. After clicking on the apluslearn.com, move over here and click on your name. Go to English, which is language arts, and you scroll down to the grade 5. And we go on to the chapter idioms and adages. Alright, we did the first two lessons, we'll finish up the remaining two. Okay? Alright, so an idiom is a phrase that means something different than what the words in the phrase mean on their own. So whenever you have the idiom, it's meaning like something absolutely different than the meaning of the word. So for example, we have under the weather is an idiom. So when you say under the weather, it doesn't really mean that you're under weather. It could be rainy weather or something. It isn't about the weather. It means that someone isn't feeling well. Okay, so Sally stayed home because she's feeling under the weather. That means she's feeling ill. Okay, so the meaning of idioms cannot be found by looking at the meaning of each word. So you have to remember them or figure out their meanings by looking at how they are used. Okay, so you have to be the one to figure out like the meaning of the word depending on how you use the idiom. It doesn't mean that because you see the word, that means automatically that the idiom is like talking about the weather or something. It's different. Okay, So we have here what's the meaning of nail it. Russell was concerned about performing at first, but he practiced his part so well that he nailed it in the end. So nailed it will mean what? To get something exactly right, like do it perfectly. Okay. So what's the meaning of diamond in the rough? After seeing his promising sketches, he decided that the young artist was a diamond in the rough. So we have what? A person with hidden potential or ability, someone that is very good. Okay. So let's go to the test and you can share your answers. Okay, and if you have some idioms that you know, send them on the chat. Let's interact. Okay, what's the meaning of go for broke? Is it first to second? All right, so let's go on and see some examples. We have here what's the meaning of butter someone up? So what does butter someone up? Butter. So it doesn't really mean that you're trying to like butter something or have like some buttering. It's usually different to what the exact word mean. Okay. So for the idiom butter someone up, we have to compliment someone because one wants something. Okay. So you All right, so let's go on. Give me some more idioms if you know any. Can you share idioms with me? Okay, let's go. All right, so let's go on with some idioms that we know. You can also share them on the chat, okay? So we have, for example, break a leg, okay? So when someone breaks a leg, it doesn't mean like you're physically breaking your leg, but it means what? Good luck, okay? It's like saying, oh, break a leg during the exam. It doesn't mean like you're physically breaking that leg, but someone is wishing you good luck, okay? So we also have piece of cake. All right. So when you say piece of cake, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a physical cake that you're eating. Okay. When someone say, "Oh, that's a piece of cake," it means what? It is easy. Okay. It means that is easy. So can you share with me some idioms that you know on the chat? Let's interact. Everybody send in your answers. Simi, Dennis, Rebecca, send in your answers. Let's interact, okay? So we can also have spill the beans, okay? Spill beans, okay? What do you think this idiom mean? You can tell me on the chat if you have an idea of spill the beans. What do you think it means? Okay, so we have some idioms from Simi. Cried over spilled milk. That's very, very good. Thank you for that. Okay, whining over a small thing. Well, basically, we can say cry over spilled milk, like crying over something that has already happened. And when it happens already, you cannot change that. So that's crying over spilled milk. So, good example, good idiom. This one also means to reveal a secret. So, if I tell you something and you spill the beans, that means you told someone about that. Okay? So give me some more idioms if you know them. Let's interact. All right, so do we have some more idioms to share? Do we have some more before we move on to the test? We have one also. I'm just gonna write one on the chat and we can see that. All right, so we have what do you think cut to the chase mean? Do you have any idea? Send it on the chat, yes or no, and let's see who can figure out what cut to the chase mean. All right, so cut to the chase mean what? To get to the point. Okay? So tell me, do you have any question before we move on to the test? Any question? You can send in your questions, or if you have none, then we can start the test and you have to share your answers. I'm going to call names because I can see everyone on the chat. All right, so what is the meaning of cream of the crop? What do you think? Is it the first or the second here? The judges said that all of the contest entries were excellent, but Kylie's was the cream of the crop and aimed a ribbon. First or second? So we have the first one, the best of the group. Good job. So what is the meaning of get under someone's skin? Is it first or second? Okay, so we have what? To bother someone. Then what is the meaning of ballpark figure? Is it the first or the second? Okay, so we have a rough estimate for an amount. Then what is the meaning of give someone the third degree? The librarian gave me the third degree because several library books were missing while I was in the room, first to second. So we have the second one. Then what's the meaning of cut to the chase? First, the second. Tell me. Okay, so we have to get to the important part. All right, that's it for this lesson. Can you tell me if you have any question before we move on to the next and the last lesson? Do you have any question or not? All right, since we have no question, we'll continue. So we have identified the meaning of idioms and adages set 2. Alright, so we know that idiom is a phrase that means something different than what the word in the phrase mean on their own. So the idiom is not about what the word mean, it's a different phrase. So we have under the weather is an idiom, it isn't about the weather, it means that someone isn't feeling well. Okay, so we have Sally stayed home because she is feeling under the weather. Now you have to know that the meaning of idioms cannot be found by looking at the meaning of each word. So you have to remember them or figure out their meaning by looking at how they are used. Okay. So we've been talking about idioms, and I want everybody to send me one idiom on the chat. I believe that you should be able to figure out one. So send me one idiom. I'm gonna be calling names. Send your idioms, okay? So first we have what's the meaning of better half? Better half means what? Someone's husband or wife. So it doesn't mean like the half of something. Your better half is your partner, your husband or your wife. So that's better half. It's an idiom. Okay. What's the meaning of strike while the iron is hot? So we have what? When you have an opportunity, take it before it is gone. So strike while the iron is hot, okay? It's not like striking the iron or using the iron for something. Just if you have an opportunity, make use of it. So send me one idiom on the chat, everybody. So sending. Okay, a piece of cake. Good. Cold lights of day. Correct. That's an idiom also. Good job. Piece of cake. Correct. So send in some more idioms if you know them. All right. Let's wait a little bit. All right. So just send in idioms that you know. Let's move on to the test. Okay. So what's the meaning of sharp as a tack? First or second? Okay, so the first one, good job. What's the meaning of par for the course? First or second? Okay, average or usual. All right, good job. What is the meaning of diamond in the rough? First to second. So, diamond in the rough, a person with a hidden potential. Okay, what's the meaning of bleeding heart? First to second. So, an overly sympathetic person. Alright, that's it for our lesson today under idioms and adages. Can you tell me if you have any question? Alright, since we have no questions, we'll end here. Complete this lesson. If you haven't, see you next time. Bye.